Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So last time we discussed about 4 A's of marketing. So those 4 A's, if you remember, were basically the acceptability, the affordability, accessibility, and awareness. Now, on the same ground, there are 4 C's of marketing, which have the same definition, have the same concept overall, but it's just the names are changed. So basically, this happens a lot in marketing where you can say the same thing in many different ways, and people get confused a lot about it. So the 4 C's are basically the consumer, the cost, the convenience, and communication. So the acceptability becomes consumer, the affordability becomes cost, the accessibility becomes your convenience, and your awareness becomes communication. Okay, so it's basically down the same line. Now, what is a consumer? So the consumer basically is someone who will consume your product. So you have to understand that there are many cases where the customer and the consumer is the same person, and also they can be two different people. So let's take an example. If you think about baby products, so the parents are basically the customers, but the consumer is the baby. So the company has to strategize how to represent their product to the customer, what is the need, want, and demand of the consumer that has to be perceived correctly by the customer, their parents, and will finally end to the purchase, right? So this is the consumer part. So you have to understand the whole segmentation, targeting, and positioning part of it in the consumer part, right? Now the cost is again related to what is the perceived value of your product, and how much the customer is willing to pay, and what is the ability of the customer segment which you have decided, the target market, what is its capacity or ability to pay for a particular product or service. Convenience is basically the ease of buying your product or service. So if it is very difficult for a customer, or it is confusing for a customer to search for a product, whether online or retail stores, or whatever media you choose. So if it is difficult for the customer, they are really not going to buy your product. They're just going to shift to a better alternative or something which is easily accessible, even if it is pricier than yours, right? Now the fourth one, which is communication. Again, communication basically means telling the customer what you're offering. If the customer doesn't know about your product, they don't have any information, they are confused as to what is the name of the product and why, for example, if the name of product is different, and how is it related to the utilitarian need of that particular product, confusion. So similarly, what are the features, what are the benefits, how it is going to make a change in the customer's life, how it's better than the competition. All these things really matter, and these actually lead to need generation and final purchase. This also creates an overall brand image in the minds of the customer, and they see that, is this particular product price sensitive product, is it related to the premiumness which would add to the customer's life. So what kind of product it is basically. So communication is really important. Basically, communication is the key to everything in marketing. So if you have the right product but you're not able to communicate it perfectly in the market, you are basically finished. So yeah, so these were the 4 C's, which were basically different name to the same thing, that is acceptability, accessibility, awareness, and affordability. Yeah, so that becomes consumers, cost, convenience, and communication. So until next time, please be safe, take care of yourself, bye.